The sound of plates clattering filled the warm, crowded restaurant. It was a Friday night at Harbor House Grill, a seaside spot in a small coastal town in North Carolina. The place smelled of garlic butter, grilled salmon, and ocean salt. Waitress Emily Carter had worked there for almost 3 years, balancing trays and smiles with the same quiet grace she used to hold her fragile hope together. Emily was good at her job. Too good, maybe. Customers loved her, but her manager, Rick Danner, didn't. Rick was the kind of man who hid insecurity behind a fake grin and a pressed shirt. When things went wrong, he looked for someone to blame, and Emily was always the easiest target. That night, the storm outside mirrored the chaos inside. A group of tourists demanded refills, a child spilled soup, and the kitchen printer kept spitting out new orders like a machine possessed. Emily moved fast, balancing 4 plates on one arm when her elbow brushed a glass. The crash echoed through the restaurant. For a second, everyone turned. The sound of laughter and music froze. Emily's cheeks burned as she knelt to clean up the mess. Rick's voice sliced through the silence. "For God's sake, Emily, can't you do a single thing right?" His words carried farther than he intended. A few customers glanced away awkwardly. The busboy tried to help Emily, but Rick snapped, "Leave it. She needs to learn." Emily swallowed the lump in her throat. She mumbled an apology and hurried to the staff bathroom to breathe. The fluorescent light flickered, reflecting off the small mirror. She stared at herself, red eyes, tired face, hair coming undone, and blinked back tears. That's when the door opened. Rick walked in, ignoring the employees only sign. "You're a mess tonight," he sneered. "You think tears will make customers tip you better?" Emily backed up. "Please, Rick, not here. I just need a minute." He stepped closer. "A minute? You've been screwing up all week." If you weren't so, he didn't get to finish. The door swung open again. A tall man stood there, rain dripping from his jacket. His eyes were calm but sharp. Ethan Carter, Emily's husband, had just come home after months away, an active-duty Navy SEAL on temporary leave. He'd planned to surprise her, maybe sit at a corner booth, watch her smile before she noticed him. But what he'd heard instead was Rick's voice echoing down the hallway. "Sir, this area is for staff." Rick started. Puffing up his chest, Ethan's tone was low, controlled and dangerous. "And I'm her husband. You're done talking." The room shrank under the weight of his words. Rick froze, suddenly aware of the silent power standing in front of him, the kind that didn't need to shout to be terrifying. Ethan stepped closer, his eyes never leaving the man's. "You think yelling at a woman makes you strong?" he said softly. "Try talking to someone your own size." Rick stammered, I didn't mean anything." She just dropped. Ethan took one deliberate step closer. "Then apologize, now." Rick's Adam's apple bobbed. "I'm sorry, Emily." The words were small, meaningless, but they were the first apology she'd ever heard from him. Ethan took Emily's hand. "You don't have to stay here another second," he whispered. As they walked out, the other waiters stopped what they were doing. No one spoke, but when Emily crossed the dining room, people started to clap, quietly at first, then louder. She didn't turn around, but she felt every heartbeat of that moment. Outside, the storm had calmed. The rain fell softer now, glistening on the boardwalk lights. Ethan handed her his jacket. "You okay?" Emily nodded, exhaling years of tension. "I am now," he smiled. "Let's go home." A few weeks later, Emily opened a small coffee shop on the same street with Ethan's help. They painted the sign together, Second Tide Cafe. The logo was a wave rising, curling upward, strong and alive. People loved the place. Tourists came for the coffee, locals came for the peace. Sometimes, a few customers from Harbor House Grill would recognize her and say, "Didn't you used to work up the road?" Emily would smile. "Not anymore." One afternoon, Rick walked past the cafe window. He stopped, stared for a moment, then walked away quickly, pretending not to notice. Emily watched him go, not with anger, not with fear, but with quiet victory. Ethan came up behind her, sliding an arm around her waist. "Thinking about him? About who I used to be," she said softly. That girl who thought she had to take whatever life threw at her. He kissed the top of her head. You're not her anymore. Emily smiled, looking at the waves rolling in beyond the window. No, she said. Now I'm the tide.